Everybody, JP Alexander for the Rabid Dogs Unleashed, and it's when is it? It's October 18th, Monday, October 18th evening. I'm going to talk about the new James Bond movie I saw probably almost 2 weeks ago. I saw it on a pre-screening engagement or something, whatever that was called. I went to a movie theater with my ex-wife. I belongs to his club or something. You could get tickets. So she got tickets with me, her, and our daughter. I went to see the new James Bond movie, and we were waiting for it for 2 years, right? And maybe longer than that because of the pandemic. And it's called No Time to Die. And wait till the end of this preview, review, view, yeah, of this movie because actually it is time to die. I'm not going to get into spoil. Well, no, I'm going to get spoilers in this review. Somewhere down the line, maybe not this second, but I'm going to get into spoilers. So, if you don't like spoilers, don't watch this. I actually don't care myself about spoilers. If a movie's good enough, I want to watch it. Sometimes the spoilers make me want to watch the movie. And here's the thing: the movie, the spoiler is the spoiler. If it ruins a movie for you, then the movie wasn't worth watching anyway. Years ago, I don't remember anybody saying spoiler alert. Like when I was watching The Godfather for the first time, no one said spoiler alert. It was like it's a great movie. It's a classic. Go see it. I don't know. I guess when you tell like everything's what's the big twist or the reveal and something? It's like me. I don't care. You could tell me the whole movie. If it sounds good, I want to see it. If you say it's good, I want to see it. How is this movie when it comes to a James Bond movie? Well, I'll name a few James Bond movies off the cuff that are better than this. From Russia with Love, Goldfinger, On Her Majesty's Secret Service is even better than this. The Spy Who Loved Me, For Your Eyes Only, Moonraker, License to Kill, GoldenEye, and Casino Royale and Skyfall. Those are all better than this. Okay, this is better than I don't know. This is better than maybe Doctor No. This is better than Diamonds Are Forever. This is better than maybe A View to a Kill. This is better than, I guess, The Living Daylights. This is better than the last Pierce Brosnan one with the invisible car. This is better than that. This is better than the two Daniel Craig shit bombs, which is Quantum of Solace and his last one, Spectre. And that's really what we have here, picking up the story from the last one. Spectre was crap, and then Daniel Craig said, I don't want to be in it anymore. And who could blame him? He's going against the blue screen probably, and the movie was shit. So he said, I don't want to deal with this anymore. And I guess they gave him a whole fucking truckload of money and said, please be in one last one. It'll be your send-off. Now, here's when I get a spoiler alert, so just shut it off now if you don't want to deal with spoilers. This is not a this is Pierce Brosnan. This is not a Daniel Craig send-off. This is a James Bond send-off. If anybody, I got to say one good thing about this movie. I was thinking, I heard a lot about the last 2 years and how it's going to be woke and oh my God, it's going to be a new female James Bond and it's going to be different. It's going to be changing everything up and I got to say it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. They made it woker, but it's not completely ridiculously woke. But this is a proper bye-bye to the misogynistic, sexist James Bond. Goodbye to me. Goodbye to anybody who loves the sexist James Bond. Goodbye to James Bond. Goodbye to anybody who wants to. I feel like they're going somewhere, and I'm not invited to where they're going to. And at the end of this, they made it clear that that era is gone. That not just that person, that era, that kind of movie, that James Bond. James Bond's gone. 007 is still around because in this movie they actually have a female 007 because James Bond retires in this movie and then they give the 007 to somebody else, happens to be a woman. That doesn't really matter. So that's going to continue. I think the next movie in this series is going to be a 007 movie, but not a James Bond movie. And maybe in a couple of years, if they make some, movies that don't make them any money, they'll go back to James Bond and reintroduce James Bond. But until now, I don't think they're going to have James Bond in a movie. I think they're going to have a movie, at least one movie without James Bond at all. And then maybe they'll realize they have to have James Bond and they'll bring in a trans James Bond, maybe a African American James Bond. We already have an African American woman as 007, so why not, right? Okay, let me say the things I did like about this movie. Like I said, it's a James Bond movie, but you've seen it all before. You've seen it all better before. Like I said, you have things like, the bad guy. In this, the bad guy, I don't know who the bad guy is supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be Rami Malek. He's the number one bad guy, but he's a good actor. I guess they got him for this, and they felt like they had something special because in one scene he's supposed to save a young girl, and then later on he's like the same age as her, even though when he saved her she was like 8 and he's like 30. And then the next scene he's 30 and she's 30. Fucking looks stupid. Doesn't make sense. I'm like, is that supposed to be? Really? He didn't age a bit. And they have scars on his face, but it doesn't make him look any older. I don't know why. They could have done a better job than that, but they didn't seem like they really cared. They're introducing a lot of things to this movie. Not a lot of things. They're introducing some things, but they have to tie up some loose ends. Like everything that has to do with James Bond. Not everything, but all that kind of shit that, Spectre. Just kill everybody from Spectre. Blofeld, he gets taken out too, very easily, very quickly. Christoph Waltz, who plays Blofeld, is just fucking taken away. He's in one scene. He's in a couple scenes, but he's taken away pretty quickly in this movie. We gotta move on. M is gonna stay. Ray Fiennes, I like Ray Fiennes as M. Fine. The guy who plays Q, I like him a lot. He's fine. He's staying. The woman who plays Moneypenny, great. She's staying. The one who plays M's assistant, whatever his name is, he's staying. The girl plays 007, she's staying. They'll have a drink at the end and say, we got to get back to work. That means, here's James Bond, you're out of here, gone. Let's forget about that shit. Let's forget about that kind of man. We like him, but he's gone, he's dead. Let's move on. And that's what the series is saying. And that's fine. I'm done anyway. I didn't really need this movie. I was done at the end of Spectre. I was done at the end of Skyfall. I thought Skyfall was really good. I said that I don't think Daniel Craig's going to make a better movie than this. And I think Skyfall and Casino Royale, both of those were too fantastic. And I think Daniel Craig's tenure was because of those two films right there. His tenure was. If they remember those two films, he could have ended his tenure and ended James Bond. At that point, I wouldn't have cared because everything else, it seems like they're just going through the motions of another James. And that's what this is, going through the motions of another James Bond. I didn't like this love interest in the last film, Spectre. I think she was terrible as his love interest in that, and I think she's equally terrible here. She's annoying. A really annoying actress, and I think him and her have no chemistry at all. You want to talk about Daniel Craig, the best chemistry he had, what's his name? Eva Green is Vespa in, the Casino Royale. That was good. They had her killed. She could have, if they want to have, anybody come back, she should have came back. She didn't. This one they have now, I wish she didn't come back. I guess they had to because they were going to send him a send-off. So it's like, well, who was his love interest at the end of that one? Just have him come back for this one. Lazy. I don't. She's totally uninteresting. In the beginning, I guess we're supposed to see that her and her mother, something her father did. Her father worked for Spectre, as we know from the movie Spectre. And her mother and her were hanging out in some French thing because they were French and the mother was smoking a cigarette because that's what the French do. The French all smoke cigarettes. They're all being sexy, hanging around in the lingerie. the mother is smoking a cigarette because that's what every French person does. That's the stereotypical French person. It's always smoking a cigarette. So the mother is killed, and then she's running away, and then Rami Malek's character, who we don't see his Rami Malek because he's wearing a mask, he supposedly saves her. I don't know. I don't care. Then Bond goes on vacation with her to go visit the grave of his. Why would you take one girl to visit the grave of another girl? Anyway, then he thinks she sets him up, so he breaks up with her, and then 5 years later, he's retired. He's been retired for 5 years. That's why they give the 007 to somebody else. His friend Felix Leiter, the CIA guy, who we haven't seen in a couple of movies anyway. I guess they're such good friends, even though I don't see it. I guess they brought her up for this film. And then he helps the CIA. One scene, he's like, no, I'm not going to help you out. And they go out to get drunk, and then they introduce this Department of State guy, which I work with the Department of State, and he's not Department of State. There's no ops guy, Department of State. He wouldn't be in the field like that. That's not a Department of State guy. Anyway, I knew right away. I'm like, who's this guy? He's CIA. He's not the Department of State. Maybe he's working the Department of State as a cover, but he ain't CIA. I mean, he ain't Department of State, excuse me. And he looks like a weenie, and I'm like, that guy's going to turn out to be bad. I knew it when I first saw him. I said to my ex, this is the bad guy. Yeah, he's going to do something bad. You're going to see it. He's double-crossing. He's a double agent right here, what? Oh, my God. Yeah, it turned out to be like that. Wow, I'm shocked. I'm shocked that happened. Yeah, and then it's just... it's trying to take everything you know about James Bond and drawing it on his head. Oh, James Bond, he beds down women. There's going to be one scene where he thinks this woman's coming up to him, but she's really not. Because it's as if to say, she's doing something to him, and he's like, well, maybe we should talk first. Like, he's ready to just jump into her. And she's acting as if she's just blowing off what he's saying, like, well, we don't do it like that anymore. Oh, okay, I'm sorry, it's like, forget about what you know and love about this character. It's going away. Which I think maybe you should keep James Bond the way he is and make another kind of series, have a spin-off series of this with other characters who could be PC and woke. And James Bond could be the James Bond we all know and love, the guy who's bedding down a couple of women. He doesn't fall in love. Because the love story in this is total shite. I could fucking care less about it. At the end, he has a 5-year-old daughter. Again, come on, I don't care. And the whole thing, she says it's not, and then by the time she does say it's his, he can't see her. Thanks, bitch. Thanks, fucking bitch, for fucking not telling me in the last 5 years I have a fucking daughter, and then introducing me to her and telling her she's not my daughter, and then waiting until I can't see her again, I'm about to die before telling me it's a daughter. Yeah, fucking thanks. Fucking, I would have wished she was there so she could have been fucking killed. My daughter, I would have wished she would have been brought to safety. And why the 007, the woman, go bring these two to the safety, leaving James Bond? Wouldn't she say, hey, wait a minute, I'm part of this. I'm staying here. Oh, because then she would have been killed too, and we wouldn't have her to come back for the next film. I'm sorry, I forgot. I forgot. We have to have her come back for the next film. Stupid of me. Of course, that has to... Of course, as soon as you saw her leave, as soon as she was bringing James Bond's love interest and the daughter away, you knew James Bond was going to be killed. It was like, and at that point, I didn't care. I don't even care that James Bond's dead. I was done. I got these tickets free, so what do I care? I really don't. This, out of 10, 6.2, which is not bad. It's not bad. It's filmed great. The locations are beautiful. The filming is beautiful. It's gorgeous. Daniel Craig's great Bond. He's always been a great Bond. One of the top 2, 3 Bonds, at least. Out of the 6, 7. If you read David Niven for the spoof Casino Royale, 1966, 67. You had him in there. Daniel Craig's definitely he's still in the top 3 anyway. But out of 7, top 3 even out of 6. But maybe in the top 2. I don't know. I'm going to have to do a review of the top Bonds from the worst to best, right? But Daniel Craig was good as Bond. I was great and he's been the longest tenure of Bond, even though he hadn't made the most movies. He's made 5, but because of the pandemic, this one was pushed back, and maybe they're waiting longer between movies. So He's been Bond for 15 years and it's 5 films. So, I know Sean Connery was Bond. Well, if you add in Never Say Never Again, which I'm not going to add that in, it was easily over 20 years. I'm not going to add that crap in there. I mean, you do Diamonds Are Forever from Dr. No, you're talking 9 years. Uh, Roger Moore, you're talking, what, 10 years, 12 years, 13 years, 70, 73 to 87, maybe 14 years, something like that. And then Daniel Craig, no, Timothy Dalton, and the two movies. Pierce Brosnan did 4, 6, 7 years, something like that. And now this has been, I don't know, maybe 11 years if you add in, the last one, and then they took a couple-year break. But if you don't start Bond until you play the first, what year your first movie comes out. So even with that, probably Craig has had the longest run as Bond. He's close to my age. I'm 56. He's 53. It's good. He's getting along in the tooth. And they're giving him a proper goodbye, and they're giving Bond a proper goodbye by drawing everything in there and showing all the cars, and basically saying, you lover of Bond, get the fuck out of here. We're going someplace you ain't invited. Your misogynistic, sexist ways are not invited. You like Dave Chappelle comedy, you like Bill Burr, you like Louis C.K., you're not invited to go where we're going to go. We're going to go where some hot, incredibly hot 102-pound woman is going to kick ass in high heels. That scene was fucking moronic. There's this girl, she's fucking hot as shit. She said, I've only been training for 3 weeks, and she kicks the shit out of guys 200 pounds. She's kicking the guy with the high heels he's flying across the room. In real world, how would this play out, really? The Bond films are trying to be, I guess, the answer to the Bourne films, but the Bond films were never as action-packed as the Bourne films, and they're not supposed to be. Bourne isn't supposed to be. It's just supposed to be a guy trying to outrun his past and trying to outrun, the people after him, and he's just getting in fights, and it's just supposed to be nonstop action. This is supposed to be more glamorous, more drinking, suave, debonair, betting women. That's all gone. So I don't care that Bond's gone. Good riddance. I almost know no movies are made for me anymore. I'm done. But I'm not the guy who goes to movies. I'm not. My daughter and her friends are the ones who go to movies. I don't go to fucking movies anymore. I don't care. I don't even leave I watch it here. I watch the crap on my television. I bring up some streaming service and watch some garbage. And believe me, most of it's garbage. I don't have to go to movies anymore. I'm not looking forward to anything really in movies anymore. And yeah, you took James Bond away from me. That's fine. You took Star Wars away from me anyway. And maybe I shouldn't be watching this shit because it's not for me. Exactly. This shit's not made for me. When I was growing up, I watched Roger Moore, and I loved Roger Moore, and I loved Bond, and then I got into the Sean Connery movies, and that was for me. That was like, oh, here's the movies for you. So when it comes out, you can watch it. Rocky was movies for me. Rocky 2, Rocky 3, Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger was my kind of movies. Those are all gone now, And, yeah, what they're making now, it's not for me. And I'm okay with it. I'm fine. And I guess that's my review. Out of 10, 6.2. And, you could watch worse Bond films than this, but you can watch better. The ones I mentioned. Go out and rent those now and watch those. Is it a good send-off? Yeah, I didn't need that. I would have been good with the last crappy Bond film you made, which is what? Maybe a 4.8. And this is a 6.2. So, there you go. That's it. That's all I got to say about this film. And about the whole series as a whole, I'm glad it was been there since before I was born. So, you're not upsetting me too much. You're upsetting other fans who've been around a lot longer than me. Go right ahead. But the franchise is older than me, so let I'll let it go. I guess it's served its purpose. And on that note, that's what I got to say. This is JP Alexander for the Rabid Dogs Unleashed. Ciao. Ciao. I gotta hit this thing again.